Hello, I'm Debbie Ingram. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor of Vermont, and this week I am traveling on my virtual tour of Vermont to Rutland County. Come along. When we look at Rutland County by the numbers, we see that with a little over 58,000 people, it is the third largest county in the state. With 3.5% non-white population, that is lower than the state average, so it's not quite as diverse as some of our other counties. 10.4% of the population living below the poverty line makes it a little bit less than the rest of the state. And then the median family income, though, is lower, about $5,000 lower than the state average. The median home price and the median gross rent are also below the state medians. And there are 614 farms in Rutland, which is a pretty considerable number. One of the things that I really enjoy doing when I go to Rutland County is going to the Norman Rockwell Museum. Norman Rockwell, of course, is one of the most famous American artists. He did a lot of covers for magazines, for the Saturday Evening Post, and for Boys Life, the official publication of the Boy Scouts of America. And he is known for Americana, for heartwarming illustrations depicting American life. But he also did a whole series on the Civil Rights Movement, which is particularly timely now. And my favorite exhibition, which isn't there all the time, but travels to Rutland frequently, is his series on the Four Freedoms, which was from Franklin Delano Roosevelt's speech. So it's a great place to go. Not open right now because of the pandemic, but they do have virtual tours that you can take online. So definitely check it out. One of the most historic sites in Rutland County is the Hubbardton Battlefield, which was the site of an American Revolutionary War battle in 1777 that was fought between 1,200 American soldiers and both British and German troops. It was technically not a victory for the Americans, but strategically it was important in a greater campaign in this part of the country during that time. And something else very interesting historically is that the establishment of the Hubbardton Battlefield was one of the earliest attempts to preserve and commemorate a Revolutionary War site. And it was really a grassroots effort that included veterans and eyewitnesses to the event. So that makes it quite special. It has a great small museum to explain the battle to you, and then it's a really pretty meadow with great views of the mountains nearby. Well, today I have with me Reverend Shirley Oskamp, who is the pastor at the Rutland United Methodist Church. And thank you so much, Pastor Shirley, for being with me. The crisis seems to have really unveiled a lot of our systemic gaps in our systems, and food security seems to be one that is really huge. Do you have any thoughts about what goes on in the county? I'm sure there are other places. Do you have a food bank or food shelf in Rutland County as well?
If we have a need, if we have a family that comes in and they got an apartment and they need furniture or they need bedding or whatever, Project Vision puts out the message and all the agencies in Rutland find out about it, and anybody who's able to help can help. So I would say almost everything that's going on in Rutland that has a connection with Project Vision is more than the work of one agency. I'd say, yes, people eat because people show up at the Rutland United Methodist Church and feed them, but it's not all congregation members. We have many people that come in and say, hey, this is a great ministry, can I help? And that's been fantastic to really connect with people in the community, and even people who come as guests for a meal. A couple weeks later, they might come back and say, hey, I don't have any money, but can I help? And I think that's really empowering for everybody all around. As a pastor, these are really challenging times, And they're also, you've heard the saying, these are the times for which we were made. This is why we're here right now. I really feel that Jesus' teachings are about compassion. They're about care. They're about seeing one another as sisters and brothers. And I think for a very, very long time, people who are white have had the privilege of not needing to pay attention to so many of these inequities. We benefit. I mentioned in my sermon today how many ways that racism has gone kind of underground and infiltrated the structures. Once we did away with slavery, it wasn't as if, everything's fine now. I was horrified as I started investigating, and things as simple as like the GI Bill didn't apply to people of color who had served their country. Banks, I just read in the New York Times this past week, banks will loan a white family that makes, I think, my numbers might not be accurate, but they're pretty close. A white family who makes around $47,000 a year will get a loan for a house before a black family who makes 3 times that. And there are these things that are unequal, and I believe we as people of faith need to start speaking up.
So true. I know it's taken me a long time to be completely tuned in to how much white people benefit, how I've personally benefited, how my family for generations benefited, and we need to wake up and really make some changes.
We do. Yeah, and I think, a lot of times people get looking at the big picture and saying, we need to do something with the top of government. But I think getting involved locally is vitally important. A lot of times folks will go for one issue rather than looking at the broad spectrum of what somebody really represents and whether they're actually living from a place of faith or a place of morality or ethics. And I think we need to see that. We need to really speak truth to power, as they say, to use an old cliche.
Absolutely, yes. Well, thank you so much for all that you're doing in your community. And thanks very much for speaking with me.
Well, thank you. Nice to have an opportunity for a good conversation.
Thank you for joining us this week on our trip to Rutland. Remember, I'm Debbie Ingram, and I am running for the Democratic nomination for Lieutenant Governor. Please vote for me in the primary on August 11th. You can get an absentee ballot if you don't feel safe going to the polls, or you can actually show up at the polls. Tuesday, August 11th. Also, don't forget to fill out your census form because it helps Vermont. Thanks very much. See you next time.